Cricket is associated with a lot of my childhood memories. It was the biggest parties in our house happen when all the family gets together and everybody watches cricket, and we all tell the people who are actually the players who are actually playing कैसे उनको खेलना चाहिए cricket. हम लोग सिखाते हैं ना, आप कह रहे हैं यार बॉल पकड़ नहीं पाया, things like that. And it's very funny, as soon as you put somebody in the middle of the field we can't even hold on to a ball. So cricket is associated with some of my best memories.
इरफान, आप एक्टिंग सिखाते हो?
नहीं, मैं आज प्रियंका चोपड़ा को पहली बार मिला हूँ तो सीखूंगा इनसे कुछ, लेकिन नहीं
ये थोड़ा उल्टा हो जाएगा,
सीखना चाहूँगा।
अगर इन्होंने मुझे क्रिकेट सिखाया और मैंने इनको
एक्टिंग हो जाता होगा, एक्टिंग अंपायर के साथ
मैदान में नहीं, ऑफ द फील्ड करते हैं। ऑफ द फील्ड ड्रेसिंग रूम में हम लोग काफ़ी एक्टिंग करते हैं।
लेकिन अगर हिंदी फिल्म इंडस्ट्री की बात करें, व्हाट इज इट दैट कम्स टू योर माइंड? फर्स्ट थिंग, इफ आई से बॉलीवुड, व्हाट कम्स टू योर माइंड?
Entertainment and entertainment. Movies. See, nowadays there are a lot of good movies. और वैसे भी मुझे जंगली बिल्लियाँ बहुत पसंद हैं, तो I like watching good movies.
Okay, Priyanka, did you ever think that you would come across a cricketer and work on a campaign together with a cricketer? Dare to Care.
I think cricket and movies are the two most important aspects of entertainment in our country, and it is bound to happen that we cross paths, because I think when cricket and cinema comes together, it is the most formidable force to be able to create noise about or to create awareness about anything. So I was pretty prepared that it would happen at some point. I've had a few associations with cricket and cricketers in the past and a lot of things that I've worked on. But this is great because it's a cause that is really, really close to my heart and very important, and I'm so happy that the Delhi Daredevils have decided to be a part of this, and Irfan's here.
Irfan, I dare you to challenge that and say something different. Do you ever believe that you could work with a Bollywood star on a campaign like Dare to Care? You might have done Pepsi, you might have done other ads,
yeah.
But did you ever imagine that a social cause like this, where a girl child is, education comes in, where we tell her that she has the right to say no, yeah, and that she can marry only, she can refuse marriage before 18. Did you ever imagine you would be involved in a campaign like that with the Bollywood?
No, I didn't imagine working with a beautiful lady. So that's something new, as you were expecting. So yeah, I never imagined, but it's good to be working with it. This cause. I hope people support us as well, not only us, but people join hands together and support this cause, because girl child education to the girls, the most important thing to our country actually, which is required. So I hope it works really well.
Priyanka, when you talk of adolescent girls in this country, what is the one most important thing that they need really today?
I think the one thing that the girls need is education and empowerment, but the most important thing is the society, the mindset of the society changing, which has nothing to do with the girls, which has to do with our parents, which has to do with our neighbors, which has to do with our society. That the value of a girl child is that she's a liability, she's a piece of meat, she's somebody who's going to get married and go to another family. That needs to change. Once that fundamental thought process changes in this country, I think there'll be such a huge end to women issues that we have as a nation.
Irfan, how do you think that social change will happen, of making people believe in educating the girls? How do you think that can happen?
It's just spreading the words. The more we're going to spread the words, the more we're going to be aware of it, and the more we're going to be aware of it, the result will come.
And the more we stress on the fact that this is important for change. I mean, in the light of things that have happened in the recent with the rapes and the gang rapes and the furor and the anger that has come with the youth, I think it just goes to show that this is something that is bubbling under the surface, and it is the stress of the fact that it's important to empower the girl. It is important to teach your sons to respect a girl, to teach your children that they are equal, that there is not a difference between them, to not look at a girl as not a human being. And I think that is what needs to change.
Priyanka, I'm going to ask you to give me one example of how you empowered an adolescent girl.
How I personally empower an adolescent girl.
In the house, it could be.
No, there are so many ways of doing it.
One strong example so that it becomes a lesson for people.
Well, I educate 26 girls. And I, from nursery to, when they pass out of school, I make sure that, kids of all the maids in my family go to school, whether it is, everyone, the house help that works. There are so many things that we can do. And I mean, I can say this because for me, I was brought up with that. My parents were an example. They've both been doctors. We do a lot of work in terms of creating awareness, especially for the girl child, even since I was a child. But I think it's so simple for any one of us to do the simple things. It's not important, even if you can't educate your girl all the way, though it's mandatory now to educate children all the way to the age of 14. But even if you can't educate them by sending them to school, if you can't afford it, say for example, or whatever it is, educate them by empowering them, sending them to community centers where they can learn how sanitization, where they can learn how to take care of children, where they can learn about their own health, and teach them how to sew, teach them how to cook. Anything which empowers a girl child, I think that is important.
Irfan, one example of how an adolescent girl impacted your life?
See, I had one maid. Her daughter wasn't studying, so obviously we tried to work out together some plans and to try to help her out in terms of education and in terms of study. But at the same time, our family actually into those sort of works a lot. Not only for we talking about here about the girl child, but at the same time, in terms of education, the whole girls and the boys. We are very much involved in our own city, small city, Baroda. So we try and do play our part, except apart from doing this UNICEF work with Delhi Daredevil. But this is as much as we do.
Thank you very much.